Teach Radio. Teach2Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all. Education for all, for all.
Welcome to Teach2Teach Radio program. Today we are going to discuss the topic technology to support learning. With me to do the discussion are
Mohammed Idrisu from Teach2Teach Primary School.
Krapol, Holy Rosary Primary School, Sankpala.
Millicent Fibna, Teach2Teach Primary School.
Abkar Abdurrahman from Teach2Teach Primary School.
and I am Alhaji Mohammed Al-Hassan Karimu to lead the discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome.
Thank you.
We will start by asking ourselves or agreeing to or disagreeing to those statements. The first statement will be children of school-going age should not handle phones. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree in one way and disagree in the other way around. Because sometimes it will help them to learn in the schools and even in their homes. But in the aspect of the negative side, they can use it to watch unnecessary things and they even use it to call some people like boyfriend and girlfriend. So that's the other way that I didn't support it. But the other positive aspect, they can use it to learn.
Can you give examples of things that they can use the mobile phone to learn?
They can use it to learn even spellings. It can help them to spell.
Any other? Do you disagree or agree?
Yes, I also agree and also disagree. Let me go with the agreement part. I would say that the phone serves as a tool for children to use for games. Because sometimes when a child is stretched up in a classroom and the child comes back from school or even in the home, the child needs some kind of game to play. So the child can get some games in the phone to play. The negative side too, some of the children use the phone to also call people they are not supposed to call. For instance, the grown-up girls use it to call male counterparts, which is not good. Again, they also use the phones for movies which are not allowed for them to watch, which is very bad. So that is the negative part too.
Any other?
I also disagree because the reason why parents don't like their children to hold phones is that normally when they are holding phones in the school, they normally concentrate on phone more than what they have learning in the class. And then another one is that they normally use phone to cheat. They call it sakawa, just to collect people's money. So one of the things that parents don't like their children to handle a phone in schools. Yeah.
I will not just say no and I will not just say yes. My point is just simple. If only parents will be able to monitor the children using the phone, then I don't have problem. I'll agree they can use. But if they cannot monitor, then I will say no. That is my point.
Now, will you also agree or disagree that children should not watch television?
The same point I'm going to make here too. If only there's nobody to monitor what is going on, then the children should not watch. But if
Why?
Simply because there are certain programs over the television which the children may watch and it will lead them to certain practices that is not good. Example like movies where you see a person misbehaving with the girlfriend and others. As soon as they see them, they keep on practicing. And so to me, I would say such movies, children should not be allowed to watch them. But educative movies like you can see a picture and you may even know it by the kind it is. They will mention the name and then you know it. I think it's educative. That one I would say yes. And so to me, if only parents or teachers will be able to monitor what is going on, I'll be happy children should watch.
When you look at things, there's a certain things that you can see. That things can help the children to learn more about education. Example, like we have toys, they are always on TV. Football game is also helping the students to learn more. I think that's one I also have to contribute.
Yes, I'll also agree and disagree. On the agreement part, I'll encourage my kids or my students to watch television, especially programs like National Science and Maths Quiz and some teaching and learning things on the TV. I'll allow them to watch because when they watch them, it helps them to get more knowledge. But other programs on the negative part that I want to mention is the telenovelas we are having on the TV. You see a child watching a movie, people are hugging, they are kissing, not just a hug, but deeply kissing each other, which is very bad. Or you see that some people are on the bed and they are having an affair. It's bad. When the children watch that way, they also try to practice. You know how they are, kiss. When they see, they want to also try and see, and it's very bad. They are curious. So that is on the disagreement part too.
Good.
Sometimes the positive aspect, even when they are showing it, you call your children, come and watch, so that they will come and sit by you. You watch with them until the program has finished. So that one too is.
I think there are so many channels. If a parent switch to one channel and the program is not something that will help the children, their development, their educational background, or maybe a way of learning, a parent can change to another side. That one, no problem.
That's right.
Even at times, parents will be sleeping and you see them, they will go and hide and open. For that one, it's very bad. I will not advise any parent, or I will not even encourage it.
Some of the movies, they will write on it, with parental guidance and all that. So if we can follow that and train our children and not deny them of watching television, I think it will be good on our part. Good. So long as technology is concerned, will you buy a computer for your child or a tablet to use? Will you buy a computer?
Why not?
Tell us why.
Yes, the reason behind this is that when you buy a tablet or computer for your child, it will help him or her, even when the person is in the house. So it will help him for learning. Maybe he or she can Google some questions. So the question that the person Google, he or she can get the answer from the thing.
Okay,
it will help him from the computer.
Network,
so it will help him or her
internet.
Internet.
Yeah.
I will like.
You buy it.
I'll buy, and I'll even advise any parent to do so. Simply because at the school level, at times we put questions on platforms for children to look at them and study them. So if you buy a laptop for your child, the child can join a learning platform, can stay far away and be able to learn with the tablet. Then nowadays, when we look at the world, it's like most of the jobs we do is computer literate who can do it well. And so if your child don't know how to operate any of these machines, it will be a burden. And so children having them at the early stage will help them to know more before they even get to the colleges to be trained on them. So to me, I would say yes, and I would like any parent.
Very
but
good.
They should be monitored, not just to be using it anyhow.
Any other?
Yes, I'll buy a computer or a laptop for my child because it is easy, it is fast. Because when the child is in the class and they are even using, example like this, our Google, they want to send email, they want to send information, and some of the platforms too. When you don't have a computer or a laptop, you cannot have access to those things. Again, too, these days, they are even saying that we should have more of our e-learning instead of the paper work. So I think if I buy the computer for my child, I'm doing the child good than bad. But the child should be monitored. Don't just buy the thing and give it to the child. You don't check the child, how the child is doing. No, the child might keep some things in the computer which is very bad. So let's monitor them.
Well, the child should
I will also buy from our children because there is so many things that we can learn from the computer.
Yes.
Example, like you can teach them how to tap. And there is another games that you can use to teach the children so that when they go to school, they already know it. And there is so many things, application also good for them. So that when you teach them, if you want to download this is the way that you use and download the application. I think that one too is very good. So it's very nice if we are able to buy laptop or
I have something to add. So looking at this, I have a daughter in Islamic secondary school.
Okay.
So during holidays, one of their master asked them to give our numbers so that they will create a platform for them. So when they are in the house, they will just give some questions and they will be answering those questions in the house
through
and
WhatsApp.
through WhatsApp, because they are in the house, they are not in school. So it will help them to do more classes in the house because they are not in school. So it helps them.
To add to that, the child keeps the information by him or herself. As I'm sitting down now, I'm calling myself educated illiterate because the computer side, I don't know it like that. So sometimes when I want to do something, I want to go on Google, I want to search for information, I don't know, I have to let someone do for me. So that way, you are exposing your information out. But if you just know how to go by the computer, you can type things, you can do it yourself. you are good to go at this time.
That's
of
a
the
very good example. She's an illiterate so long as usage of the computer
It's
is
not there,
concerned.
yes.
It's not there. Let me ask a funny question. Will you hand over your computer to your child to use for a while? Will you be ready to hand over your, not buying for your child, but the one that you are using, you hand it over to him or her to use for a while? Will you do that?
Yes, I'll do that, but I'll make sure that I'll be there monitoring him or her. I will not allow him to take it out.
I will do that simply because I want the child to learn. And my personal computer, the child is free to use it. I believe I didn't hide anything there which the child will maybe see it as a secret thing. And so the child is free to use it. But the only thing I would like him or her to do is certain things she shouldn't go there. That one I will be around, or maybe I'll make sure she shouldn't do that. If I see it, then the next time I will not.
Yes.
I will not do that because you see there is some secret things that you have in your computer. As a child, when you give your computer to maybe she can go there. But even if you are going to give your computer to a child, you have to make sure that just sit there with the child so that you will monitor how it is.
Me, I will not give my computer to my child because the computer is for me, and I'm an adult. I keep adult information there. So most of them is for adults. So I would prefer to keep my thing and look for other means for the child to learn. Instead, I'm just around for the child to go to whatever he wants to go and take it.
Yeah, like Millicent has indicated earlier, that for her, she is an illiterate in computer. Educated illiterate. With the computer, if it is your personal one, you can create password, and then there is an opportunity for you again, or space for you to create another window for any other person to use. We call it guest. That person can be a guest to your computer, and that person can also have his or her password, so that no one moves into another person's arena. So that is safe. I think we've done it such a way that there's no problem at all. You can keep your secret, no one can touch it. Good. So let's quickly, in 30 seconds, tell parents or give some kind of word of advice to parents in terms of technology to support learning, what we should do, and then help our children to use technology to support learning.
What I have for our parents is that they should give children a chance. If you have phone and your child want to use it, please allow him or her to use it. But make sure that you monitor how guide the child, how he or she is going to use it.
All right, yes.
I will also advise that since the modern life we base on electronic, parents should do well and provide them and make sure they watch and monitor what is going on, how the children use it. And when we look at especially this mobile phone, at first, when you want to send money to your child far away, you need to travel. But because of this mobile money and the others, it's just transfer free. You will not even use lorry fare. So with that, I think parents should need to buy, but they should always monitor them.
I think this computer is doing more good than harm to us. I would say 70 or 75% is good to us. Because I was just going to talk about this mobile money. You can sit down here and send money to someone in Accra, Kumasi, outside the country. Which maybe those days you were supposed to even enter the car and go there, give the money and come back. But these days, because of the modernization and the money transfer and other
technology,
it's easy for us. So I'll advise that parents should let their children use computers.
And we can also indicate that our parents, in terms when it is time for a PTA meeting or something, so that tell them what the good for and the bad for. So they should allow their children to use phones when it is time for a school and then at home.
Good. Thank you very much for the contribution. We are very grateful for you making yourself available to this particular program. We hope when we call you next time again, you will be with us for us to be able to discuss more topics for the benefit of our community members. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Teach2Teach Radio. Teach2Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all. Education for